I'm John DiArmo with the Coquille Valley Sword Group.
And I'm Edward.
And today we're going over the last of the Tachi Seiho kata, Amashi uchi. Ooh. Now, Amashi uchi is physically it's very simple. Really easy to do, really easy to learn. It shouldn't give you too much problems. But kind of the implications of it, again, the strategic concept itself is fairly simple, but getting into the habit of applying it can be a little tricky. It just takes a little bit of practice. So in the name, of course, uchi you guys should be familiar with already, means to strike or to hit. Amashi, however, is a more interesting character. It doesn't have a really straightforward meaning. Instead, it's used to express the strategic idea of giving up territory or letting your opponent improve their position or attack your position on purpose to follow immediately and take them with work. This will become, more obvious what we're talking about when we show the kata the first time. So with that in mind, let's go ahead and go through the kata with the pause version. We'll show it once, and then we'll break it down. As always, I am Uchidachi. There's that uchi again. And Edward is Shidachi. So the beginning is the same as in all the Tachi Seiho, right? Good. Super simple, super easy. We're going to go through and break it down bit by bit. So, here, he pushes into Hasso. His right foot's forward. Right? We begin our steps. 1, 2, 3. Now, in the pause version of the kata especially, Edward is going to lift his elbow and really give me a nice flat target. He's really trying to invite me in to hit this. Right? So I'm going to oblige. I step forward and swing. As I do, he drops his left hand, moves it around in a large circle as he steps off to the right. He retains that sort of right foot forward position and reestablishes his grip at the end of his ska. Now me, I'm like, oh, well, that's bad mojo, right? Because he's got the advanced position on me. His center line is cut into me while mine's off here in La La Land. I can still work, but he's got an advantage here. So I'm going to try and clear out, up into Hasso, bam. He drops down into Koshin Mihanmi, hits the forearm again. I am turning the meat of my forearm to his boken, right? Once in this position, he's going to press down until his tip's at my throat. I'm going to drop down to Hirari Wakigabai. I take 1 as he pushes forward with the tip. 2, we come to equal distance with Chudan. Right? Now here, as with all of the Tachi Seiho, anytime you get into this final position, any kind of braked position where you're pausing, whether it's at the cuts or here, you want to take time to think about your posture, right? Because it's easy to kind of get this secretary peacock butt thing where you're sticking out your hips.
No hips, hip suck it.
Tuck your tail, back is straight, weight is on the balls of your feet. You're in that hunter position, right? So, just as with all the Tachi Seiho, I end with Kamayo Toku, little chicken step, and we retreat. Super, super simple. Super, super easy. The motion for the hand, when that cut comes, is that. I make this big long circle from the tsuka to the tsuka. So step, step, step. They cut at the forearm. I come off and control. Then cut, then press. Yeah, that's really all there is to it. With the no pause version, things they get a little bit spicier, right? So for this, I'll be shidachi, Edward will be uchidachi, and we're just going to do that last interaction. So he's up in hasso, his left foot forward. I'm up in hasso, and he makes that cut at my arm. Whoop. And I am taking that one-handed swing right behind him, either into the clavicle, through the biddles, or into his arm if I'm being tentative. So if I'm scared of this dude, I can come back and take either wrist and thumb with this piece of work. But really, it's more better whoop, if you take him super direct, right into his space. Hand comes back to reestablish, to help control that, as you just take him the whole way down, right? When you're starting to work with the no pause version, work at a range, right? So he's gonna swing, he's a little out of range of me, and I'm a little out of range of him because we're both moving forward with this. I'm moving forward with that diagonal, he's moving forward with that cut. If he's planned it to be able to hit me in time, I want to end up one step deeper than he anticipates, right? So it's real close. It's easy to kind of, to run your boken into someone's face or really beat them. So be careful and just take your time. I think that is about it for the kata video. Next video, we'll talk about the application like we always do. And as always, if you want to understand this work, you have to pick up a sword and go train.